Hi TGC Fam, welcome back to Tall Girl Chronicles. So for today's video, I'm coming to you barefaced because I'm about to actually get ready for another video, but I'm just showing you guys how I made this wig, and this is actually a headband wig or a half wig as we used to call it back in the day. So if you guys want to see a cheap and easy way to make a headband wig, please stay tuned. You can see I'm feeling myself. Let's get to the video. Hi TGC Fam, this is my raggedy old wig head. I'm going to be using some kinky curly hair that's supposed to match my 4C hair, and this is hair that I've used before, so that's why it looks a little used and abused and ratchetly tied. So I'm using 3 bundles of this. So I'm going to put the shorter one at the bottom and then go longer as I go upwards. So that's what I'm using. I'm not going to share the hair details with you because I don't actually like this hair. So I'm just using it for using its sake, but I really don't like it. So the things that you're going to need, at least for me, is some foil. I'm actually going to use the foil to put it on my wig head. I'll show you guys why I'm going to use that. And then you're also going to need some Got To Be Glued freeze spray. Then some hair glue or wig, what do you call it? Weaving glue. And then a front lace wig cap. You don't have to use this. You can also just use a mesh cap, a full mesh cap as well. But I couldn't find a mesh cap, so I went for this so that I could get the mesh portion at the back. And since it's a half wig, I'm just gonna cut off the lace. Alright, so to get started, I'm going to tear some foil. And the reason why I'm tearing the foil is because I want to put this over the wig head so that when I glue down my tracks, the glue doesn't stick to this. Now this little ratchet thing here is actually tape that I kind of put around the wig head to conform it to the shape of my head. So that's why it looks so raggedy. Don't judge her. Alright, so let's get started. So this is how it pretty much looks, and I'm gonna cut off all the lace that's on it. So I really only want the mesh part, I don't want the lace. So I'm gonna put that on Madam's head. So what I'm gonna do next, what I did on my head, I kind of measured from the back of my head up to where I wanted the half wig to stop, and that was 10 inches to me. So I'm just gonna measure this head and measure the cap itself and stretch it to 10. Which it'll be about here. So I'm going to try and stretch the mesh part to get it to that point. So I just wanted to show you guys, this is the ideal cap that I would have used, but since I couldn't get this, I ended up using the one with the lace at the front. But I just want to show you that if I had this, I'm just using a stocking cap on my head now. If I had this, what I would actually do instead of what I did with the lace front cap. So what I normally do is put the mesh cap on my head. As I said, I'm using a stocking cap to demonstrate this, so I would never do this method with a stocking cap. You can, but I wouldn't. So I pull it all the way down on my forehead, close enough to my eyebrows, and then I decide where I want my wig to start, my half wig headband wig to start, and that it would be around there for me, like right at my ears. I don't have like a white marker or a pen or anything, so I actually use an old lipstick that I have that's kind of empty of some like light colors that I mix together, and I'm going to use that as my guide. So for me, I usually want my half wig to start from behind my ears, so I would just kind of go across and mark that all the way across. And as I said, this lipstick is old, so it really doesn't have much in it, but I just need the guide. So I would start here and then go all the way across. So that would essentially be my line. And then the next thing that I do is that I take a tape measure and I measure from where that line is to the back of my neck, where I would want my wig to end. And that is usually 10 for me. So what I do is when I take this off and I put it onto the wig head, I stretch it to the point where this line meets here at 10, so that I know I have the exact measurement. So that's just an alternate method. If you're not using the lace front, if you're going to use the dome cap, this is the way that I would do it, okay? And it's the dome mesh. I don't like the other dome one that's not aerated. This meshy one just makes your scalp breathe a little bit better. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to use the freeze spray to kind of just spray it all over the black part, just so that when I glue my tracks on, it has like an additional adhesive to stick to. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you know, back in the day when you used to get your tracks glued, they used to glue the track and then spray like spritz on it or whatever they call it, hairspray on the track itself. I am just spraying it on here so I don't have to spray it on the track, because I hate having spritz on my hand with the glue and then it's just a whole mess. Just doing a little glue test just to make sure that it's working. Oh, there we go. So I'm starting with my shortest bundle. I'm pretty much just going from side to side with this. Oh, of course, and you need some scissors. Then I'm gonna start gluing. So one thing that I do is press from the middle and just kind of flatten it out to the end so that it sits as flat as possible. And then I'm just gonna do that a couple times until I feel like it's secure enough and I don't have to hold it down anymore. So just like a nice little massage, you know, just massage your track into the wig cap. So this is the completed wig, guys. I let it dry for a few, I would say almost an hour it's been drying. So I'm gonna pull the foil off with the hair, because of course the glue is gonna be stuck to the foil. And then I'm going to rip the foil out, essentially. So this is what the foil is looking at. You can see there's some glue. So the glue that's stuck on here is the glue that I didn't want to stick onto the tape, because it'd be a lot harder to get it. It'd be a lot harder to get it off the tape. So this is how it's looking inside, essentially. And it feels dry. It's still a bit sticky. So I'm gonna cut off the lace at the top and the bottom. So guys, I tried it on and then I went back in and just cut out the sides here because I needed it to shape to the sides of my head right behind my ears specifically. So I just cut out this side so it kind of has this shape now, coming down like that as opposed to the straight cut. Probably should have done that before I glued on the hair, but as I said, I'm not attached to this hair, so I'm not mad at it. So I would just recommend, if you're gonna do this, put this on your head first and just mark out the portion behind the ear first before you start sewing. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some clips on. Now you can sew this. I just don't want to put too much effort into this hair because, as I said, I don't like it. So I'm going to just use the same weave glue and glue down a hook here, a comb, sorry, here, here, and here. The combs that I have are from old wigs, and then I also have new combs that I bought, so I'm just going to glue those down. So the biggest comb that I have, I'm actually going to put some glue on it and put that one to the very top. So essentially this is how you'd be combing it into your head. So I'm going to stick it on like this in the very center, and you can see how flat it is, and just holding it down so that it can adhere to the cap. So hold it down for a while until it sticks on. Don't just put it on and then let it go. And that's pretty much how it looks. So I'm going to do the rest. Alright guys, so the wig is done. I just have my hair braided back here. Just braid from here right down to the back. So that's what I have. Then I put a stocking cap onto it. And then I'm just going to show you guys how I pretty much install the wig. So this is the wig here. I would have gone in and just moisturized it with some water. I sprayed water all over it, sorry. And then I would have also put some mousse on it. And the mousse that I used is the Pantene Silky Moisture Whip. This thing comes out like whipped cream, y'all. This balm.com. I've never had like a mousse like this before. You see how the head is different than normal mousses? It literally comes out like whipped cream, but don't eat it, y'all, because no. it's not healthy. So yeah, so that's what I use. And then so what I usually do, I would moisturize my wig the night before I want to wear it, because my hair is naturally dry and not as shiny as this wig. So I moisturize it the night before, so by the time I put it on my head and manipulate it, it kind of mimics the shade, or is it the shade? There's a word for it, but I can't remember. It mimics how my hair looks in terms of the dryness. Even though my hair is moisturized, it just always looks dry to me. So these are the combs that I would have put on, and as I said, I got these combs off of an older wig. So that's why they look all different colors. So this is how the wig essentially looks, and these are the corners that I had to go back in and cut off so that it wasn't covering my ear. So the first thing that I usually do is to put my headband on, and as I told you guys, the reason why I prefer the wig like this without the actual headband is because when you buy those wigs and they have the headband on it, then you have to, if you want to change up the colors essentially or use another headband, you have to put it over the black band that's already on there, and I just think that's unsightly. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm just weird about things like that. So the first thing that I do is put on the headband that I am planning to wear with the wig. I'm just going with black today because it's just easy. I don't have anything to match this shirt, and I'm about to shoot a video. So then what I do is I actually put in the clips in the back first. So I don't clip the front first, I clip the back. So I do that. I'm just stretching it out at the back and just pushing it into my hair. And then the next thing that I do is stretch this to the front. And sometimes I have to push back my stocking cap a bit. So I stretch this to the front and just slide in that comb in the front. So this is how it pretty much looks without the headband on. And you can see that that comb that I clipped on, and if I had used just a plain black comb, you wouldn't even be seeing any brown there, but that's just what I had at the time, so that's what I'm using, and looks pretty good. So then the next thing that I do is just slide on the headband over this part, and that's essentially it. I also slide the headband over the combs in the back just so that everything's seamless. If the wind blows, you're not really gonna see anything. So I just make sure the sides as well and the back is covered. And that's pretty much it, y'all. It's not going anywhere. You can you can do all you need to do, and it's not going anywhere unless somebody pulls it off your head. Now that's a whole other story, and you need to figure out why that's happening to you in life, okay? So yeah, this is how it looks pretty much. And as I said, all I do is use mousse and water. I don't really put any other products on this hair. This is not the best hair to me, so I'm not really gonna share where the hair came from. It just sheds a lot, it tangles a lot, so I'm not even gonna put you through that type of stress, but this is just how the hair looks. And yeah, I think it's just an easy go-to hairstyle. This is what I'm gonna be rocking for the next couple weeks until I figure out what else I want to do with my hair. Honestly, I've been looking for a hair or a weave that matches my hair texture, but that's a little bit hard to find because I have real 4C hair. This hair really doesn't match my hair texture, but since it's slicked down, it's fine. But if I do puff it out and comb it out, all this shine will go away and it will actually look a bit more like my hair, but it's also going to be big, so I don't want to have too big of a hair. So this is pretty much how the hair looks, guys, and that's kind of the finished product in terms of the wig. You can always switch up your headbands and take this off and try something else, maybe tie some nice bows. I do that sometimes, but it just not going with this outfit today, and I'm about to shoot a video. So yeah, that's how it looks, guys. That's how it looks. Hope you guys like it. I think it's pretty easy to do. You don't have to go and spend all these hundreds that people are charging for these headband wigs, which I think is quite ridiculous. So if you have some old bundles at home, you can just make you a couple of headband wigs and you can just switch them out as you need them. And we're calling them headband wigs now, but back in the day, headband wigs. But back in the day, they were called half wigs, and they still are, so that's not. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. Please ensure that you like this video, share, subscribe, turn your this hair is distracting me. I'm gonna have to cut this random long piece of hair. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn your post notifications on so that you can get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye, TGC Fam.